Dear students, welcome to another lecture in industrial engineering. Today let us start with work study and we'll see how much we can cover. Okay, work study. What is work study? See, the definition is given like this. It is a management technique which is employed to improve the activities in the production. See, this is the definition, easy to understand. You see, if any factory is there, any shop floor is there, you are producing some product. Okay, so that product, when you are manufacturing, you are having some processes, some procedures, some activities that are taking place. Okay, so now to improve those activities, improve means what? For example, to make a product in less amount of time, that is an improvement. Okay, like that, there can be other things like the improved workplace layout and other things. Okay, so this definition of work study is, it's a management technique. Now you may say, what is management technique here? What is management doing? You see, actually it is the management means what in the organization, who are the top level executives. They are normally called as management. The top levels management will take a decision to to implement this work study. Okay, so it is a technique, or it is a tool in their hands. So this work study is the management technique which is employed, which is used to improve the activities of the production. Okay, so further, it contributes towards increasing productivity. Again, the word, see, productivity. To increase productivity with little or no extra capital expenditure. It is not that altogether we have bought a new machine, or altogether we have made some drastical changes in the workplace layout or something like that. Okay, or a new setup itself, a manufacturing unit itself newly we have set up. It is not that. It is here, by the effective utilization of the resources, you are trying to increase the productivity. Okay, at this stage, don't worry about what is productivity. We will define it in a thorough way later on. Okay, and okay, coming to the next sentence. In simple sentence, work study investigates the work done in an organization. You see, any work that is being carried out, that is to be investigated. Investigated means what? With a keen eye, you will observe all the things. What is there, any activity, unnecessary activity taking place? Why it is taking so much time? Like that, you will be asking questions. You have to investigate. Okay, let's say like a police investigates a crime, so they will ask minute details to find out any clues. Okay, here also the work study, whoever is doing this work study, he investigates the work or the job, the activity that is being carried out in the organization, and it aims at finding the best and most efficient way of using available resources like men, material, money, machines, etc. Okay, so what is the best and efficient way? This is what you have to find out. Okay, finding out this itself is called as the work study investigation. Okay, like that. So if you talk about work study has two parts. Okay, the two techniques of work study are method study and work measurement. Okay, see, we have seen yesterday also, these are the two things, method study and work measurement. Sometimes work measurement is called as time study also. Otherwise you can say work study consists of method study and time study, or work study consists of method study and work measurement. Okay, Now, method study is, you see, the name itself shows it is method. Okay, method study is concerned with the reduction of the work content of a job or operation, while work measurement is mostly concerned with the investigations and reduction of any ineffective time associated within. This should not be effective, it should be ineffective. Okay, see, first, okay, I will show you a diagram a little later. Then you will understand, you will be able to clearly differentiate what is method study and what is work measurement. You see, work measurement means, we are measuring the work, whereas method study means you are studying the method. Okay, like that, these two things are here. We will define each of them. Okay, method study and work measurement are closely linked to each other, as shown in figure 1.1. We'll see that figure in a moment. Both work measurement and method study are themselves made up of a number of different techniques. Further in each thing, like in method study and work measurement, there may be further different techniques which will be using, that we'll see. Okay, from the above discussion, it appears that before the time standards are set by the work measurement. You see here a little clue. You see, time standards are set by work measurement. So work measurement, what it does is it sets the time standards. Okay, so work measurement, when we are talking about, time is involved. Okay, then, okay, what they are saying here in this sentence is times. Okay, it appears that before work measurement is carried out, method study should be used. So that is the sequence. First you decide what is the method, and then you have to find out how much time you should do it. Okay, okay, this is the diagram we were talking about. Now see here, this is the work study. This work study has two techniques, you can say. One is method study. This is the first one, method study. The other one is work measurement. So what is method study? The definition in brief is given here. What is work measurement? In brief it is given here. Let us see. And what these two are doing, ultimately it is helping towards higher productivity. So work study has two parts, and these two work towards higher productivity. Okay, this is the thing. So first let us see what is method study. Method means procedure, you can say, process, you can say, method. Okay, so this method study is to simplify a job and develop more economical method of doing it. To simplify a job, that means, if any complicated unnecessary movements are there, unnecessary activities are being taking place, you just remove those things, and bare minimum what is necessary to produce a quality product, that much you should keep. You keep a job simple. This is one thing. Second thing is, more economical method. Economical means, is there any way of saving money? Okay, so this is the thing. So this is the definition of method study. And if you are talking about work measurement, to determine the time required to do the job. So the work measurement means, if an activity is to be done, in how much time you will do it. Okay, what is the least possible time you do it? You see, so many things in the competitions we have. 100 meters should be run. What is the minimum time you will run it? Okay, so that Usain Bolt or some such great athletes, they will run the shortest time. So see, like that, they set standards. Olympic standard is this, Olympic record is this, that's what this. Like that, if any job is to be done, what is the minimum time? Suppose punching should be done in 5 plates. What is the minimum time you will do? How many seconds you will do, or how many minutes you will do? See, that that shows the minimum time required. Now it is not always that we want to do it in minimum time. Actually, what if you say standard, no, it is not that we want to set for the fastest worker, or it is not that we are setting for the slowest worker. You see, we want to set for an average person, an average well a worker who is having good strength and ability, energy, skill, he should be able to do it. Okay, see, like that a standard we will set. Okay, suppose if somebody is making a shoe, what is enabled person, a skilled person, how many minutes he will take to make that shoe. Okay, that shoe, I don't know, it can be made of plastic, it can be made of leather, it can be made of some plastic chemicals and other things. Okay, it doesn't matter, I'm only giving you an example. Okay, now you understood what is it. Work study has two parts: work measurement and method study, and these two help for higher productivity. Okay, and these are the definitions. Method study definition is to simplify the job and develop economical method of doing it. Work measurement definition is to determine the time required to do a job by an average person. Like that it is. Next, now first come to the work study. Work study. Okay, work study. For both the method study and work measurement, you see steps 1, 2 and 3 remain the same. Step 4 can be developed through method study practice, whereas step 5 brings work measurement. You see, here we are talking about some steps. Okay, maybe that is in the next figure. Let us straight away go to next figure. Okay, now here there is the procedure for work study. Okay, see, the work study, this is the thing that we are seeing. What is the procedure for it? You see, what work study does, it increases the productivity. Okay, now it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps, and these steps are in this sequence: select, record, examine, develop, measure, define, install, maintain. Okay, you see how if you can make any mnemonic or something, how you will remember in the same sequence, you should remember. Okay, see, first, if you are undertaking work study, first what you have to do is you have to select something. What you should select? You should select the process or the job that you are going to study. Okay, sometimes it can be the person whom you are going to investigate. Okay, you have to select the job, or you select the process, or you select the person. Okay, like that. First you have to select. Is it in the computer now? If you want to apply some formatting or something, first what you have to do, you have to select the object. In AutoCAD, if you want to do something, if you want to do any modification commands, first you have to select. Here also, if you're going to study something, you have to select. Okay, if you want to study engineering, you had to select a branch, or you had to select a college, something like that. First, this is always the first step. You have to select what you are going to study. Okay, once you select, the second step is to record all the relevant facts about the present method. You should do it meticulously, because even some minor details at a later stage may be very necessary or very critical. So you have to record all the things, all the truths, all the facts about that method. Okay, next, examine. The third step is examine. Examine means what you are doing. See, you are examining. Examining means what? And you write an examination. What are there in examinations? There are questions. So like that you have to ask questions. See, the facts are critically and in order of sequence, you examine them. Examine means you have to ask questions. Who is doing it? Where is he doing it? Why is he doing it? How is he doing? You see all these WH questions. Okay. Who, where, why, when, and how. Okay, these questions you ask. Sometimes if you are not able to answer something, that means what? Oh, here is some thing people are unable to answer. That means there may be something that can be avoided here. Okay, so you examine, you see all the facts that are noted here, you examine them critically and in ordered sequence. That means according to the activities that we undertake. Okay, examine them. Afterwards, after examination, after critical examination, next step, fourth step is to develop. What you have to develop? You have to develop an effective method, which is a practical method, and which is economical method. Okay, so is it should not be some theoretical and only in very ideal cases only you can do, but not practically you cannot do it. It should not be like that. It should be practical. It should be economic means what? It should not be very costly, or you should not be wasting money. Economic. And effective means you can affect it, you can work on it, you can implement it. Okay, such a thing is an effective method. So you have to develop such a method. Sometimes what method you are studying or what job you are studying. Okay, it's when you are developing only, it could be a minor change. Okay, initially you are taking 10 minutes, now you are you have saved 2 minutes. In 8 minutes you are able to do it. But 8 minutes, you are saving 2 minutes. That 2 minutes will be a big thing when you spread it over 8-hour shift. Okay, like that. So you have to develop by removing all the unnecessary activities. After the critical examination, you have to develop the most practical, economical, and effective method. And then the fifth step is to measure. Now you have to measure. What you should you measure? You have to measure the quantity of work involved and calculate standard time. Standard time, again, as we were saying, an average person, how much time he will require to do it. Okay, so you have to measure. How you are measuring? You measure with a stopwatch. Even seconds you can note. You see, even seconds saved are saved. Okay, you measure. Once you measure how much time it is taking, then some things like some things called as allowances we will give. Okay, for a person, because human beings are involved. We are not machines. We need time to breathe, time to move about, time to stretch a little, time to we need time to drink water and such things. Some allowances are required. After giving the allowances, you arrive at something called as standard time. Okay, you this is the fifth step. Now sixth step is you have to define. Now you have to define the new method that you have developed, and you have to give a name, so that it can be always identified. This is the method. you know you can say, you see, people normally say this is the old method, this is the new method. You see, and when new method is to be further improved, then what will you call it? New method. You see, but some meaningful names you give so that it can be easily identified, and it can be carried on. When we are talking with the people higher ups, we can talk about, if you have a name for that method, we will be able to talk to it, we will be able to represent it, we will be able to present in PowerPoints and other things. So So you define that method. Afterwards, next, this is the seventh one. Seventh step is install. Once you have found out this is the best method, okay, and you have you have set the standard times, and you have given it a name, and you have properly recorded it, and the documents and everything you have prepared, the procedures you have written, okay, and now you have to install means you have to put it into work. That means you should tell the workers to do it, see, and you should make it a standard practice. You see, this is a new method, and the workers are accustomed to be working according to the old pattern. Sometimes we'll say, hey, that old pattern we are doing, that we know thoroughly, this this is giving us trouble, like that they may relapse to the old methods. So you should you should install it, and you should maintain it. In this maintain, you will be doing all this, okay. Maintain the standard practice by regular routine checks whether people are following the new method, or are they still using the old methods and wasting time. You have to do that. Through these 8 steps, you can improve, you can increase the productivity. In this, both are involved. What both are involved? Here the method also, and also the standard time also, both are attended to. So the you can say the top 4 things are concerned to method study, and this this fifth one is the work measurement, okay, and this is for implementation, okay. So this is the procedure for work study. Okay, let us move to the next. Okay, now here the method study is defined. Method study, it is the systematic recording and critical examination of existing, that means old, and proposed, that is new, ways of doing work as a means of developing and applying easier and more effective methods and reducing costs. Okay, these are the things what you have to critically examine. First, what you have to do, you have to systematically record. These words are important. See, definitions as they are, you should be able to write in your exams. Method study is defined as the systematic recording and critical examination of what? Old and new methods, that is existing and proposed methods of doing the work, as a means of developing and applying easier and more effective methods, and thereby reducing costs. Okay, this is the definition. So this method study, which was earlier known as motion study, okay, motion, in the olden days they used to call it motion study. That means the work study was having motion study and time study, like that it was, okay. At the initially it was long back, it was investigated by Frank B. Gilbreth. Frank B. Gilbreth. This is the person, this is the management, actually he is a management person, management thinker, okay. So Frank B. Gilbreth, around 1910, actually in management also this person has contributed, okay. Frank B. Gilbreth, he's the man, and his wife is Lillian Gilbreth. So Frank and Lillian Gilbreth, these two people have contributed towards industrial engineering and management, okay. See, actually there we come something later on we study about Therbligs. You see, this Gilbreth name, if you read it in the reverse direction, but for these 2 letters it is Therblig, okay. So Therbligs, this person has proposed, that also we'll study in a later chapter, okay. Okay, now we have seen the definitions. Let us see the objectives. of method study. See, the objectives are: 1. Improving working processes and standardized products. Improve. What will happen if you follow method study? Working processes will be improved, and standardized products, or products will be standardized, we can say like that. Second is improved workplace layout. Workplace layout means what? Which machine should be where, how the material will be moving from place to place. Okay, so how the machines are placed, how the workers are going to be standing, and all this, that is the workplace layout. So improved workplace layout. And working conditions. Working conditions means, in what environment these workers are working, at what temperature they'll be working, whether they are able to breathe fresh air, proper lighting is there or not, all those things. Those are the working conditions. Okay, and less fatigue to operator and worker. So the worker will not be fatigued. Fatigue means, he'll not be tired, you can say. Okay, then efficient design of plant and equipment. Your equipment will be efficiently designed, and your plant also. Plant means, the entire factory, that way will be efficiently designed. Okay, then improvement in use of materials, machines. These are the resources. These resources will be effectively used. So improvement in use. Improvement means effective use of these things. Okay, then improved ways of doing a job. These are all the various objectives of method study. Now let us see the procedure for method study. The method study procedure consists of following 7 steps. None of these 7 steps can be excluded. Strict adherence to their sequence as well as to their content is essential for the success of any method study. Okay, let us move to the next slide. Yeah, this is the method study. Now you say that work study also, it is just like this. Okay, never mind. But if methods work study is asked, you are having at the time 8 things, and here we are having 7 sequential activities that you have to perform. See, what was work study doing? Work study was you doing the increasing the productivity. What is method study doing? Method study is improving the method. Study the method. Say actually the method study, that is the title. So method study, what for? To make the method, to spoil it, we are studying it, or for improving? For improving, of course. So method study, we are studying to improve that method. Okay, and what are the activities that are there? Select, record, examine, develop, define, install, and maintain. See, all these first letters you can take, like a shredim, SREDIM, shredim. In the same sequence you should be able to write in your exam. Okay, that means select. S for select, R for record, E for examine, first D for develop, second D for define, and I for install, and M for maintain. And what is missing here? Only the measure part is missing. That measure part, that activity, that is the work measurement. So here there is no measurement involved. Okay, therefore this is method study. In the method study, what you have to do? You have to select the work to be studied. You have to record all the relevant things. You have to examine critically in the ordered sequence. Sequence means one after the other what comes. You should not start with 1 and go to 5 and then come to 2. You should not do like that. In the sequence 1, 2, 3, like that you should go. Okay, then develop the most effective. So develop the most effective, most practical, most economic method, and then you define it, you give it a name, and you can note down all the relevant facts about the new method that you have developed, and you install it and you maintain it. Okay, so these are the this is the procedure for method study. Now, next, selecting work to be studied. When we are selecting, these are the things that we should consider. While selecting the work for method study, the following factors should be considered. One is economical considerations, technical considerations, and human considerations. Okay, let us see one by one. Economical considerations. What is it? You see, it is the important factor in deciding whether the work should be selected or not. You see, if it is money is not involved, why at all we are selecting it? You see, money, if you think no money is being wasted, then only you should consider a method, you should take up a method for studying it. Okay, so that is an important factor. Then if the work is okay, not money will not be the only thing, because quality and other things also matter. There may be other factors, but this is one of the important factors. Okay, if the work is not economically important, then it is waste of time to conduct a method study for such a work. The work selected should not be discontinued or modified in near future. Okay, that means see, suppose you are going to change the method after a few days, and now you are taking the method. It should not be like that. See, when you are foreseeing that we are going to use the method for certain more number of certain more months or weeks or years, then you take it up. See. Otherwise, no, the thing that we are going to change, why do we invest money for that? Okay, the early choices for selection are here. They are given bottlenecks which are holding up. Bottleneck, is this word new for you? Bottleneck means what? You see how the bottles, if you take a bottle, how its neck will be narrower. You see, suppose you are going in a highway, in the road. Okay, the road is broad and you are going. Suddenly, at one place, they are digging a hole. So now what will happen to the traffic? The traffic will move to the other side where they are not digging, where it is not dug, and there what will happen, the people who are going and people who are coming, and they will be having a little traffic jam there. Why? Because there a bottleneck is created. Similarly, anything, all the other processes are going on well, but in one place no problem is coming, so that you can call it as bottleneck. So bottleneck, immediately you will be able to find out, hey, this is the problem, always giving problem. So that you can take up for studying. Okay, second is movement of material over long distances between shops. See, in one place, the material is being carried from for a long distance. Then you have to think, why we are carrying it so far? Why can't we bring both the machines closer by, or something like that? The workplace layout you can change, or you can study actually why such thing is taking place. Okay. Third, operations involving great deal of manpower. Many people are working upon it. Then you can think about, is there any way of improving it? Can any automation be employed there? Can any number of people be reduced? All those things you can think that. Then operations produce a lot of scrap or defectives or both. You see, suppose you are following a procedure. And in that many parts are getting defective. For every 10 parts that you're producing, at least 1 or 2 your rejects are coming. And otherwise, you are generating a lot of scrap, so much of waste material. Why it is taking place? If such thing happens, so that also can be taken up for study of that method. Then next is operations involving repetitive work and liable to run for a long time. Repetitive work means you're doing again and again the same thing, like in mass production. Okay, in mass production, no, even few seconds that are saved will be great saving, because it is on mass scale, large scale. Okay, and they are liable to run for a long time, for many months, years. If you're going to adopt, you're going to use that method, you better study it properly. Then operations involving repetitive handling, where the objects or the raw materials are being handled again and again. So you can find out if you can improve that method. These are some of the ready choices which you can take up for study. Okay, now the technical considerations. Technicals, see, that is the first consideration. Economical consideration, money is involved. Okay, then second is technical consideration, and the technical considerations, it analyzes the technical aspects of the work that is involved. You see, technology, we as engineers, we call ourselves as technologists. Okay, see, any of the technical things can be altered, or what, the method study, man should have the technical knowledge about the work selected for method study. An engineer only should be able to do it. A mechanical engineer who knows about some method study, time study, only that person should do this work. Okay, amateurs, people cannot take up this work. An electrical engineer may not have sound knowledge in foundry practice. A computer engineer may not rectify the machine shop problems. And some of the examples in technical considerations are, what are those things? A ceramic specialist would be able to suggest methods to load the unfired ware into kilns. Ceramic means this ceramic means और चाइना का जो होते हैं ना, जैसे पोर्सलेन के कप सॉसर्स वगैरह के, ओके, दोज आर सेरामिक थिंग्स. Ceramic specialist, he'll be able to suggest the methods to load unfired ware into the kilns. कि वो भट्टी में वो डालने के लिए वो बताएगा कि किस तरह, कौन सा तरीके से उसको अपन भट्टी में उसको रख सकते हैं बेकिंग के लिए. उसके बाद quality of products is below the standards. If quality of products is below the standards, it could be because of some technical considerations, some technical problems. Then congestion of work on the machine because of its slow speed. You see, machine is working and the work there is slow, so all the raw material coming and from waiting at that machine. Okay, so a congestion is taking place, so that you can take up. Then workpiece material is not homogeneous. See, that means the raw material itself is not good, it is not homogeneous. Then that also comes under technical consideration. Then frequent complaints of machine breakdown or total damage. You see, machines are breaking down again and again. Okay, and because of that, you have to consider, you have to take up that method to study. Okay, it is under technical consideration. Okay, next is human considerations. Let us see human considerations now. Okay, method study aims for change. Whenever we are undertaking method study, what means for change for the better. That is what it is, aiming for change. But the change should be accepted willingly by the workers. Sometimes the workers will not be willing to change. That is the human psychology. Anything, for man always says the world is good. Let me do according to the old thing, because people are lazy. They don't want to take up new challenges. People are lazy, tend to be lazy. They don't want, unless they are motivated by some external force or some great motivator, they will not be doing this work, taking up the new things. Okay, so first you have to, before undertaking method study, you should see your workers will be accepting the changes or not, because some of the workers will be permanent workers. You cannot fire them also. Okay, you have to consider that. Okay, then mental and emotional reactions to investigations and changes have to be anticipated before selecting the work. You see, mental and emotional reactions. You see, if somebody says, "Oh, somebody is coming and just standing behind me and is observing me throughout the day, what I am doing, why these people are getting doubt on me, or what I'm not doing the work properly, or what? Why are they investigating? Have I done something wrong?" They will be having all questions. And these workers, they will not be they may not understand the technical aspects of it, and what the method study person is doing. They may not understand. They may take it personally, and they may have some grudges. This my boss, he must have complained against me, because of which these people are coming and standing here and observing this method. Oh, I will not cooperate. I will even waste some more time. And see, like that, they may see, it is all psychology. See, when you are saying human considerations, the psychology also you have to consider. Then experience of local personnel and local conditions and awareness can reduce the difficulty. You see, a person who is the person who is observing is already known to him, and he daily sees him, then it's okay. Even if he is standing there observing, they will not feel bad. But if altogether a new person is coming and is standing and observing, then nobody will like it. Okay, so that thing you should consider. Then workers should be taken into confidence at all stages of a project and properly explained the benefits of method study. You see, if anything is new is implemented, no, normally what people will think: will I lose my job? Are they going to say from tomorrow don't come for work? Okay, see, such fear will be there in a person. Such fear, we should take them into confidence. पहले से उनको समझाना पड़ता है, नहीं भाई तुम्हारा नौकरी नहीं जाएगी, अपन क्यों कर रहे हैं, why we are doing this work, in what way it is going to benefit the factory, it is it is going to improve the method. All those things you should tell him, you should tell the worker, you should take them into confidence at every stage. Okay, then next, method study will be more readily accepted if it is started on the work that is most unpleasant to workers, like lifting heavy weights. You see, suppose a person is every time lifting heavy weights, then if you come and say, hey, why are you lifting so much, I am going to find a method which is going to help you, which you need not be lifting so much, like that. With unpleasant things you start, then they will readily accept it. Then following jobs may be selected for method study considering the human considerations. What are the repeated cases of accidents, health hazards are taking place? Always accidents are taking place, you take up that method for studying. Or health hazards, people are getting sick, or people are getting cuts, or so they're wounded or something like that, accidents are taking place, then why don't you take up that method for study? Next, workers are complaining of unnecessary and tiring work. Sometimes, oh, this job I don't want to do, this involves so much of hard work. If they're complaining, you take up that work. Okay, and operations involving repetitive work using a great deal of labor, many people are being required, lot of man hours are being required, invest in what you are investing into it. So such work also can be taken. Then unsafe, dirty and inconvenient work, if you take such kinds of jobs, the workers readily cooperate and they will not cause any trouble. Okay friends, today we'll stop here. and we will see. We'll continue in the next lecture. Thank you.